welcome back to another video. Today, as you can see behind me, we have the full-size Range Rover SUV. If you've ever wondered what the Queen of England gets driven around in, it's this thing right here. Of course, hers is usually like a bulletproof long wheelbase SVA. That's not what I have today. I have the P525 Westminister edition. Today, I'm going to show you what it's all about. Let's get started. Enjoy the video, and if you enjoy the content, you know exactly what to do. Help a brother out and subscribe. Thank you to Jaguar Land Rover of Calgary, Alberta for letting us borrow this full-size SUV. If you're interested in this or anything else on their extensive lot, be sure to visit their website. The link is right below that like button in the description. Let's get started. So let's start with what is underneath the hood. Like always, we have that JLR famous 5-liter supercharged V8. Ours is a little detuned. It makes about 518 horsepower and 461 pound-feet of torque. That's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and of course it is all-wheel drive. Fuel isn't too bad. It does weigh quite a bit. This is a big boy weighing over 5,200 pounds. It can tow up to 7,700 pounds as well. The 0 to 62 or 0 to 100 time here in kilometers would be about 5.4 seconds, which is super impressive for the size of the thing. And when we actually drive this, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So let's get started with the front end now. Of course, we're going to start with this paint color. We do have a black paint job. It's called Santorini Black, which is one of the no-charge metallic paint options that you do have out of 5 choices. We also get the black exterior package, which, as you can see, blacks everything out, the lettering, the grille portions, the side, and it even includes a 22-inch blacked out gloss black wheel for an additional $2,400. On top of that, we do have premium LED headlights. These are the big boys, the signature design of Range Rovers whenever we see it. As we know, Range Rovers now are basically a sub-brand of Land Rover a lot of the times. We do also have a acoustic laminated front windshield. It's standard on the Westminister, and it is heated as well, which is an additional cost. But a laminated windshield here, it's basically solar attenuating, it's solar attenuating. And that basically means that the windshield filters the sunlight passing through a special laminated layer, which when I first heard about that, I was kind of mind blown. I was like, bro, that's insane. This thing filters the sunlight that hits my face. I feel like I'm in a luxury SUV right now. But overall, the front end looks extremely luxurious. It looks super high end. It's super aggressive, and it's so beautiful and elegant. And this, in my opinion, is what a full-size luxury SUV, an ultra luxury SUV, should look like. And I think Land Rover definitely hit the nail on the head when they designed this thing. Of course, a new one's going to be coming in a few years in my guess, but yeah, let's move on to the side. Right, so moving on to the side. Now, you're probably wondering, well, this is an ultra luxury SUV, and what's so special about it? One of the extra things that you do get when you get these full-size Range Rovers, you get laminated front and laminated privacy rear side glass, and it's standard on the Westminister. We have heated rear windows. Our wheels are 22-inch gloss black wheels. They're huge, and they, I think, fit the vehicle to a T. They kind of fill up the wheel well really well. And with that air suspension, you can have a really good stance. You'll notice that big, gigantic black caliper on the front wheel as well. Those are an extra. For an extra $500, you can get those. But overall, the side profile is a classic side view of what a Range Rover should look like. When you say Range Rover, this is kind of what comes to mind. It's aggressive and elegant. Of course, for those who didn't know, these Range Rovers are also constructed of a high-strength aluminum unibody. So that's kind of an additional thing that we don't really see of why things cost more, but it's usually underneath, you know, the paint job, literally, where that's the reason why, you know, you have a high construction build. So here we are at the rear. Well, let's start off with these tail lights. They are a premium full LED setup. They look really, really beautiful. I love the vertical stacks compared to like something that might be more horizontal. I think it looks much better, and I think it fits the Range Rover really well, especially from these rear angles. Like, wow, it looks so beautiful. We do have some subtle badging. We have the HSE badge, and right before it, or below it, sorry, the P525 and the Land Rover. I'm kind of surprised that those aren't blacked out, because everything else literally is blacked out except for those things. But at the same time, it doesn't look too bad on it either. That little, you know, subtle kind of hint towards it. So we have a little tailgate spoiler, which you probably more so notice it from the side profile. It's very subtle. It's not that large at all, especially if you look at it from this angle. And we have integrated exhaust finishers, as you'll see down there, and a dual opening tailgate, which I'll show you later. But first, let's take a listen to that exhaust. It's a beautiful sounding exhaust. I said I was going to show you the tailgate, so here we go. We do have a dual action tailgate. So what I mean by that is we open this area up right here. So this will open up power, and then our lower portion usually does not. Now for you to kind of have both of them open up at the same time, here, let me close this via the power tailgate button. I do not have the key, unfortunately. One sec. Okay, so I'm back. Here's the key right here in front of me. You can press the tailgate button when you're approaching it with any cargo, and press it, and you usually have both of these open up at the same time. So voila, there you go. Pretty cool, isn't it? The only thing is, I think the program right now has this set pretty low for the tailgate area, so it could be, I think you can program it for higher. But anyways, so this is basically what it does right here. You have some great lined, you know, carpeting, which is so beautiful. When you look at this rear end overall, it looks so nice. You have a little power outlet right here, 12 volt. And the carpeting, oh my goodness, it feels so nice. Underneath here, leather grab handle and a full-size spare. Super nice. And I think the cost for the full-size spare is only like, you know, $500–600, which is super cheap. Oh, sorry about that. $500–600, which is super cheap. Usually it'd be way more, especially for those rims, right? And over here, you have some buttons as well. Right here is to lower and raise the rear end of the Range Rover here, in case you have some heavier cargo and you need more space. And these are your power folding seat buttons. Anyways though, when you're looking at the second row seating area, behind that space, you have 42.9 inches of space, which is awesome, quite a bit as well. You can always fold down those first row seats, or sorry, second row seats, and behind the first row, you'll get 78 inches of space, which is super nice. So once again, let's push the buttons down right here. Oh, I guess you got to hold it. And it'll automatically kind of just fold things over. I think I have stuff in there, that's why it's not folding over. But yeah, basically, you have a lot of space. You have that little privacy protector as well. So this is basically a super ultra luxury SUV where you could haul around your whole entire family or your whole entire posse, I don't know, whatever you need to do. And you guys are rolling in style, and you have lots of space for cargo as well. But let's jump inside and see the interior. So we've looked at the entire outside and the engine bay, so let's go and approach the inside. Unfortunately, we had a little bird drop us a visit, literally, but I'm gonna ignore that. So I have the keys in my pants right now. We do have soft closing doors on this, so it's very nice. I'll show you quickly what that looks like. So you don't have to just close the door automatically. You can just lightly do that. And automatically kind of pushes it in. So if you didn't see that, let me go a little bit closer. So just push it in, and it locks itself and goes in flush as well. So that's awesome. So when you first open it up, you usually have these side steps right here. They automatically lower down when you're going. They raise themselves up. So it's awesome to see. Now we have premium Windsor leather on the seats for sure, and premium leather all over the dashboard, which is super, super nice. Let me start with the door panel here. You're gonna see that you have the controls that used to be down over there, and now they're switched to basically the door panel. So it's very nicely trimmed. It's super nice. We have nice kind of a grand black veneer, you know, which I'm not really a big fan of. It does cost you more money, $650 extra, but I think the base looks better, or even a different kind of style would look better instead of the shiny gloss black, in my opinion. Some people like it, of course. So anyways though, so once again, yeah, you have your amazing seat controls, your memory seats, your unlock and lock, your traditional kind of flat upper door panel area where you like to rest your arm, of course. Very nicely trimmed window switches. They feel super good in the hand. Your side mirror controls, your Meridian sound speaker system. So if you're wondering how many adjustments can you get with these seats, they are a 22-way driver and passenger seat with, of course, memory and massage, climate front and rear seats, and they're also, you know, an additional $1,800 kind of a setup going on too. So but the standard is a 20-way heated and cooled front seats with power recline heated rear seats if you don't upgrade anything else. So you have Kind of a very nice aluminum trimmed speaker cover grille, very massive, nice silver door handle. You have a big, huge pocket, which is felt lined as well down here, so it's super nice and soft touch. And this is all leather basically. So, so once you jump inside, once again, looking at these seats, and I'm gonna remind everybody that they are a premium Windsor leather perforated seats. And these are standard on the Westminister actually. You can also get, I believe there's 9 total options of color combinations you can get for this interior, so that is awesome. And they're all free as well for the Westminister at least, and above. So you can see that the headrests are just super plush and super comfortable. Even the seats, once you're sitting on them, like they're not stiff at all. They're super comfortable. So let me step inside here. Okay, so now that I've jumped inside, let's start this puppy up. Press foot on the brakes, press the button, and you're welcomed with some beautiful interior. So let me move the seat up so I can show you everything properly, or backwards. Sorry about that. Okay, so your steering wheel, it is super nice. You can also get a nice leather and wood steering wheel as well. It is going to cost you more money, of course. I believe, from what I understand, it is an extra $550 for that, but I personally like this way more. You have some beautiful stitching along here, some silver accents. It is the older steering wheel, so for a 2021 model, it would have been nice to see the upgraded wheel, but this is, this is okay, so it's super nice. So stitched airbag cover, silver accents, full leather, but we have plastic paddle shifters right here, which, I'm kind of disappointed in. It would have been nice to see at least aluminum for the price of the vehicle that you pay for. Let's get rid of this menu. The tailgate's a little open right now. So you do have a very nice 12.3-inch interactive digital dash, and you could change anything you really want. You can have a whole map here. I've shown that on other vehicles, but yeah, it's interactive. It's changeable, and it's super crystal clear from where I'm seeing it. It looks really nice. We also have a heads-up display right there, so that looks really nice as well. Super clear. Lots of other options available for that, so that is awesome as well. Now, moving on to this infotainment. Yes, it is the older infotainment, the 10-inch Touch Pro Duo infotainment setup as well, with your HVAC controls and other vehicle settings down here, and your navigation and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is all over here as well. Now, it's not too bad. It is kind of, not the best. Better than the I mean, the new one is better than this for sure. Even that's a little bit glitchy sometimes, but overall, you do have quite a bit of options. You have some ambient lighting, which, talking about ambient lighting, it's mainly just basically around over there and your door panel area. There's nothing really going on in the center, which I wish kind of, that was the case, but, it isn't. But other than that, it moves okay, but you can see like the little delay in the performance of the software, so that's one thing I think they could definitely work on. But everything else, in my opinion, does look okay. So let me show you reverse camera right here. So that doesn't look that bad either. Super crystal clear rear camera and your 360 camera with trajectory as well, right? You even have like a little parking sensor area on the side of that. So 3 different kind of safety security options that you could think about. Now your HVAC controls are obviously down here. Do you like this? Do you not like this? That's going to be a personal preference. I'm kind of getting used to it, having being in a lot of different Jaguar and Land Rover products. This is mainly a Land Rover thing, but so we're on the climate setting right now, and of course you have 4-zone climate control, which is standard, right? You can change whatever you want. You have a air ionizer and purifier as well, so that's really cool. And you can even control your rear HVAC controls by pressing that, and you can lock it if you want or turn it on, so that's your choosing. Once you go to seats, you can choose whether you want them to be cooled or you want them to be heated, and if you want your massage kind of warm today, so I'm going to turn that on, and your massage settings are right over here. And from there, you can really choose what you want to do. So from here, you can choose, the different settings over here. And then once you tap on this, you can also choose where you want lower back, upper back, and all that. So that is awesome as well. And then once you touch this rear, you can really decide if you want your heated rear seats or cooled rear seats. So that is awesome as well. And for the price tag of the vehicle, it should have it. But from what I understand, I think the base, if you don't pay for an extra upgraded seating package, you do not get rear cooled seats, which is kind of a letdown at the price range. But it's not too much of an addition to to get all the extra features, and I think they're worth it as well. So once you hit vehicle here, you can basically decide all your independent drive mode settings. You go to dynamic, eco, comfort, and all the others. Or if you don't really want any of that, you can just push this guy down right now. It'll be auto, and it'll automatically choose everything based on how you're driving. Me personally, I don't like having it on auto, so I'll do that. But yeah, so there is that. And then your settings, basically it shows all the other settings you can have. I have it on dark mode right now, and I think it looks much better than the light mode would. I think it just kind of blends in really nice compared to light mode, in my opinion, right? If the interior maybe was like a white interior, maybe the whiter screens would look nicer as well. So, and then the center little portion right here, when you tap that, it basically shows you your music and all that. You can have a quick change over here, or you can do that through here as well, right? So let's turn this down. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of that. Over here, we do have that the grand black veneer, which once again, I'm gonna say it's not my favorite, but it's not too bad. But fingerprint magnet, of course. You have your little dial selector. This goes up and down when the vehicle is off, obviously. A little Land Rover subtlety. Your height adjustment. This does have air suspension, and we have access height on right now, so it basically is going to stay here when we're at like super low speeds, like parking lot speeds, and or parked. And when you start driving at a faster speed, it will automatically level out, and you can go higher as well if you're going off-road for anything. Electronic parking brake, super nicely kind of trimmed, which is nice. Open up this. So, like, I want to point out that even when you're probably wondering, hey, what's the big idea? Why am I paying so much money? Even when you open this, when I first opened it up, it's super high quality. Like when I was opening it up, it's like, wow, it feels really kind of firm and sturdy and not flimsy whatsoever. And look how thick this thing is too, right? Like that's a whole inch right there. So, and the way it was just moving and sliding, I was like, this feels super high quality. And so I was really glad that was the case. A couple cup holders, a little, I don't know what you would call that, a little area. And then over here, you could put your phone. So that's pretty cool as well. Nice leather trimmed center arm console area. You'll open it up from the first side. You have a tiny bit of space for something, but when you open it up fully, you're gonna get your little mini refrigerator here. So 2-stage, of course, and then right beside you're gonna see some micro SIMs and USBs and all that, and a 12 volts. So yeah, that's super nice as well. But overall, when you look at this, it's just super nice. You know, even the grab handles right here are leather trimmed, so they're super nice. This material, the headliner, it is an extra cost from what I understand. It is an extra $450 because it's an ebony, or else it would be more of a lighter material. You can also get, you know, a different material called Alston, which would be quite a bit more expensive, about over $1,000, and then depending on the color as well, or not depending, everything's over $1,000 for no matter what options you pick. But yeah, it's super nice. I believe the other one's a suede material, but this is more of like a microfiber, and it's super nice and soft. And then we do have a sliding panoramic sunroof, so open up the shade and you have a whole amount of space once it opens up to see everything that your heart desires. And you can also open it up as well. Just kind of this portion would be moving. I vented it, there you go. And not the entire rear would slide over, obviously, so that's something case and clear. But yeah, gosh, I gotta say, when you're driving in this thing, the seats are super comfortable. You're barely feeling anything. The outside noise is barely noticeable, and you know, everything is just great in my opinion. So what I'm going to do now is jump into that second row, and I'm going to show you what this thing offers you for the passengers. So time to jump into the second row. First of all, look at that fitment. It's super low, so it's nice, man. It looks really nice. So once again, keys in the pocket, side up deploys. Your door panel looks basically just like the front. If we had an autobiography, the seat controls right here would basically look like the front seat controls if you had autobiography, basically, and they would be, you know, massaging as well and all that. But this basically shows you if something is coming here, so don't obviously, you know, move, don't get out, there's a car coming. So let me jump in. Jimmy, could you please move up your seat? So, the seat is basically really far back right now, and I still have I have lots of knee room and quite a bit of foot room as well. So like, and lots of headroom. I'm kind of reclined all the way back. If I was more like narrow, I'd still probably have 2-3 inches going on. So the center console here, you have your vents and your climate control that you can select as well. You could always push these knobs for your heated or cooled seats, which is a good little toggle. You have a couple 12 volts, 5 volts for your phone, and then even down here, a domestic kind of plug socket. Let me see if I could show you here. Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. You also have a kind of, yeah, a house plug there going on too. So you have some very low kind of pockets on the back here, but nothing else crazy going on. So you have your vents over here, and you also have them right over here as well. So it's nice to kind of have, you know, two different areas where you can be comfortable with some coat hooks. And then once again, this gigantic panoramic sunroof. Now, you can always lower down this center console for more of a executive, even more executive kind of experience. Your nicely trimmed cup holder area. Push the boy up right here and you have a little extra storage cubby. And this is all, once again, super nicely stitched, and you can see it even on the back side. They did not forget to pay the attention to detail of this area either. So yeah, gosh, like I could be driven around in this thing and sleep and be super, super comfortable. So I think we've done everything. I've shown you all the ins and outs. Of course, you have some extra switches going on over here. Let me just see if I can, there you go. So I believe these are reading lights too. So you turn this boy on and there you go. A reading light, you can turn it off and on and it just kind of fades away. So, and then this boy right here, let's press this, and then your, if your driver's annoying, you could always, you know, turn off his music and all that. So you press this right here and it'll open up sunshade for you. So anyways, I've shown you everything that I think I am able to show you that I know. And if I missed anything, let me know that you think is really cool. But now is the time to finally start driving. So start driving, Jimmy. Jimmy's too young to drive. He's got his learners though. Okay, what do you like about this, Jimmy? What's your favorite thing about this car?
I like the comfort.
Okay.
And massage seats.
Okay. Anything else?
That's basically my most favorite thing.
So comfort and massage seats are Jimmy's favorite. Now, if that's what you like, great. Now it's time to start driving. Let's go. Okay, so here we are. The last little thing that we have left to do is go for a drive. I've been driving this for the last little while and it's been so comfortable, but I'm gonna hold my train of thought. We're gonna do what we usually do first. That's a quick little acceleration test. It's in dynamic mode. I'm gonna put it into drive here. Now, first of all, this isn't a performance SUV. If you want the most performance, you get the SVA, or with the you know, the highest end V8 you can get, or in the autobiography, for example. But we're going to just do a little acceleration test, nothing too serious. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Wow, okay, so I gotta say it. At least the V8s, they are so responsive. When you need to merge onto a highway, or you need to change a lane and you know, take over somebody, like, geez, like this thing it definitely goes. For the size of the vehicle and how much it weighs, it is extremely impressive how quick this thing can take off. No wonder all the Russian mafia usually drives these things, man. They look really good and they're comfortable, and it's quick what it needs them to do. So yeah, that's one thing I noticed. Firstly, how quickly it takes off. Like it's not as slow as it looks. Like not as slow as it looks, sorry. It's not as slow as you would assume because of how big this thing is, right? So definitely takes off really quick. Now I'm gonna be going back into comfort mode here. We're in normal, you know, road conditions, going slower speeds, and it's super comfortable. It's super isolated from the outside noise, and you know your laminated front windshield, your side windows, all the extra insulation. It definitely helps and keep outdoor noise from coming back inside. So that is another great thing. And you know, I showed you the double pane kind of front windows, and it's it makes sense, you know, and that's another thing that I really like. And now because of the air suspension as well, I have super, you know, super comfortable ride. I really don't notice anything. Well, you notice them, but they're super like, you just float over like the potholes and bumps and all that are naturally in the road, and it's super comfortable in that sense. And driving, you can drive this thing for a long time and it'll keep you feeling pretty good. These seats behind me, they are so comfortable, just extremely comfortable. You can lay your head back and it feels like a pillow. And the rest of the seat, and because of how adjustable it is, you can get a pretty comfortable setting, turn on the climate, turn on the massage, and get ready for your road trip, and you'll be good. Trust me when I say that. Other than that, you know, it does what it needs to do. There's plenty of space, and I think it's beneficial because there's no third row in this one. There's so much room in the overall in the front row like usual, but in the second row, lots of room for your legs and head and everything. When I was in there, I didn't mention my height. I usually do that, so I apologize. I'm 6'1" for anybody that doesn't know or that's new to the video, so welcome. We appreciate you being here. But yeah, it was lots of space and lots of good features. And to think that this isn't even the most optioned out, and that there's higher, you know, luxury qualities available in the upper end, even like the upper end of the Range Rover lineup, is super crazy to think about that they can really even do that, right? So and if you were to get those ones, I think that's when you have a, you know, a CEO or an executive that would be getting driven around in one, because then your rear seats are the place to be because they're so comfortable. But driving this thing is a blast. Being in the rear is a blast. It's really fun. You get, if you want attention, you will definitely get it from this vehicle. If you don't want attention, then don't bother getting this, because everyone's going to look at you. It has such a great presence. No matter what angle you look at from the outside, the front, rear sides, it looks really, really nice. Has an aggressive kind of stance and presence whenever, you know, you notice it immediately. So, and the interior, once again, I don't think, personally, me, for my flavoring and my taste, I think I wouldn't, you know, want a black on black interior. I'd probably even pick a different exterior color and maybe a brown or, you know, a orchid or white kind of interior. But once again, the beauty about these things is you can customize to your liking. You can pick everything that you want to, right? So does it cost a pretty penny? 100%. But if you're usually getting these things, you're typically not really worried about that. So yeah, you know, that kind of wraps up my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for, if you watched all the way to the end, you rock. Thank you so much. I hope you're subbed. You know, I'm doing my best to get as many cars as possible, and the more subs that we can get, the more likely that can be, because then people would be like, hey, you know, you can bring a lot of exposure to a product or a place. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.